wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas. The roof is... And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
You know what I did in pregame? I made sure I touched him as he went by. I want a little bit of what he's getting.
The golden arm from last week.
Oh, how much fun was that to watch that game tape, right? The number of touchdowns, that was it, 5 last week?
Yeah.
But 0 interceptions. So you think he's due to throw a pick? But I'm betting that he continues the streak in this game.
To throw, it's Williams. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Pass complete there to Harrison. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
And the Chargers, first down. It's a gain of 17 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Here's 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 37.
Throwing again here, Williams. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Up the middle, it's Genty. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
That's going to be caught by Harrison. Touchdown, Chargers. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either. And it's 7-0.
Texans nothing.
So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple of yards shy of the 30. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Herbert. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Will go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. He had the touchdown pass on the opening drive as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes coming in. And he's right up there among the league's best. The drive will begin with a run by Genty. They'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down. Well, look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power. We saw finesse. We saw speed. And what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
On first down, it's Genty. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us he's being a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue, just make sure you feed me the football? And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
A gain of 19 yards.
To throw, Williams. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Austin. And out of bounds right around the 20. The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards
to the air, Williams. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Williams going to look to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3. And I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Here's Herbert. This ball complete to Trey Palmer. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. Herbert. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
32 yards. And the Texans first down. First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Herbert off of play action. A quick throw there is incomplete. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
It's now 3rd down.
Herbert going to keep it on his sneak. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Jet sweep here, Smith and Jigba. On this one, and they need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Brings up 3rd down and 11.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown! Trey Palmer, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Texans are back within a score. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. How does the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away? And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The LA offense ready for this next possession. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you talk about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me, because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, and go for a touchdown, the runs that really make it work are the ones where you just get what you need, right? And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle, and they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on 3rd down, a 3-and-out. Something lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
Charger football to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Williams. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans, there he goes, left side. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. Extra point forthcoming. makes it 14-10. The scoop and score,
14.
always an exciting play in football, 10. And we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
13 yards.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
First down.
Throwing is Williams. A short one there, caught by Warren. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Out of bounds at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up second.
Up the middle they go. Austin.
5-yard gain on
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line.
a gain of 5.
A run straight ahead with Genti. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Looking to throw is Williams. That's caught right side by Worthy. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 21.
That's another.
Back to throw. Williams. Got his man. It's Warren.
Williams pass.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1. At the 12.
Now a 1st carry for their fullback. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
And it brings up 3rd.
Williams going to sneak it. Yeah, Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there.
Taken down.
Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that play seemed well scouted defensively. They collapsed everything inside. Nowhere to go on the quarterback sneak. Now it's going to bring up 4th down.
He'll try to do it himself. And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A gain of 8. And the Chargers 1st down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
Looking to throw. Williams. And it's caught. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
They'll look to throw for it with Williams. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. He loses a full 5 yards there on the sack, and it also brings up 4th down. 4th and goal. And his kick here is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And able to get this out to the 25. Houston set to take over. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are. But let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now it's Herbert. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
Out of bounds at the 44-yard line. A 7-yard pickup.
Up the middle, Achane. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And the Texans first down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Play action. It's Herbert. Well, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 33. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
The Charger drive about to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
And it's 3rd down.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
13 yards on the play. And the Chargers first down. A gain of 13 yards. First down, Los Angeles.
They'll go play action here with Williams. Throw out wide is incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Harrison Jr. incomplete. Devin Witherspoon on the cover.
Back to throw. Williams. He finds Austin complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Los Angeles.
On play action, here's Williams. That's to the pylon, incomplete.
And down here at 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
Genty going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. And that sack brings up 4th and goal, a loss of 7. Big play. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
And his kick is indeed good, and they have regained the lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Smith and Jigba with a grab. 2nd and 9 from the 44. Herbert now. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
The Chargers offense and Marvin Harrison Jr. headed onto the field. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. The Charger drive about to get going. And with great starting field position up near the 50, they might be one completion away from stealing a late field goal here. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They work now on 2nd and 9. From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's 3rd and 4 now. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll fake the give. Now Williams. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will push the lead up to 5.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. It's week 9 of the regular season, basically the halfway point of the year. So let's get into it. Here are the highlights. Our spin around the NFL starts now. It begins in Vegas. The Raiders at home to take on the Browns. And it's the Raiders quarterback. He's going to scramble here and take it in. 13 yards away, he houses it. And time for one more look at the rest of the scores from around the National Football League. Meanwhile, in our game, both teams have been able to move the ball effectively. It might be a question of which defense can make a stand in the second half. As we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 51 yards rushing for him now. And he's only carried the ball 4 times.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
At halftime, you had to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They'd had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
A run straight ahead with Achane. Good foot breaks the tackle. Now an alley. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
15 yards. And the Texans first down. First and 10 at the 25.
Back to throw here, Herbert. That's taken in by Watson. 2nd down in a yard.
Christian Watson. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd.
Out of the gun is a give to Achane. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
That's another Texans first down. First and 10.
Here's Herbert. This one complete to Coleman. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. Ball on the 7.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Chargers 7-yard line.
On the handoff, it's Achane. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Here's Herbert. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Bad place to fumble down here in the red zone. At least they got it. They'll have another shot. Or no, they won't have another shot. It's going to be 4th down. Maybe they can at least salvage 3.
And they were thinking 6 points because at this position of the field, it's go time, right? You take your shots at the end zone. They weren't able to do that one. So you look over at the sideline. There's head coach saying, oh, heck, kick it. Field goal time.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Looking to put a drive together. To the air, Williams. He'll drop this underneath for Genty. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 40-yard line.
On the give, Genty. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Now they're going to bring in some extra bulk here for 3rd and a yard. Williams going to sneak it. And he is going to have the Chargers first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
A run out of the gun with Genty. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
The 44-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
To throw, it's Williams. Got a man over the middle, Worthy. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 39. Give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 39-yard line. On the give, Genty. Down to about the 37. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
It's 3rd
To throw, Williams. That is caught. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
A gain of 12 yards. That's another Chargers first
Now on
down.
first down, he'll drop to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who could turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Williams going to look to throw again. He's got his receiver. That's Ibuka. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Emeka Ibuka, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are able to extend their lead.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
26. Texans 17.
The 10-play drive that time. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now out comes Houston. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
Maybe a little gas.
yeah, a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting off field and giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
First down.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And they'll give this to Chin. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From just shy of midfield, here's second down and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And he's got Smith and Jigba. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 33. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
That last pass might be one he remembers, Charles. He's now over 40,000 career passing yards.
And just think of the evolution of the passing game in the NFL. 40,000 at one time was unthinkable. No one thought anyone would ever get there. Now, how many guys have done it in the NFL?
Yeah, right around 20.
So we're talking a good number that have gotten that done, throwing the ball downfield. He's got a lot to be proud of and a lot more left to accomplish.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. But he winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
And 6.
Out of the gun, Herbert. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Texans first down. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Devon Achane. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter.
After allowing that last score, the defense knows they've got to tighten things up. Otherwise, they'll let them right back into the game.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the lead is down to 2. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Well, now how about this return? And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. The Charger drive about to get going. And they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score. But bottom line, they are still on top with the football. And a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second.
Here's Williams. Open man is Ibuka. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. And this offense on third down today, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Only a yard down to keep him, but that's all they needed. First down.
It's a gain of a yard.
They pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with it back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 32-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
First down.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Throwing is Williams. He'll get this out to Genty. So they'll get nothing out of that play. 3rd and 7 now.
Give him the completion, no gain, but let's focus in on that tackle. Open field tackling, the hardest thing to do in the game, I believe.
But when you get outside the tackle box, it becomes a numbers game. The defense had more than they could block. He's going to loft one, deep left side here. And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down. And this one is right down the middle. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So it's another field goal here. He may need to ice his leg after this one. That's now 5 field goals converted in this game alone.
Yeah, get the trainer. They're going to need this guy. And they've needed every single one of the field goals he's made, too. If they're going to get out of here with a win, I say he gets a game ball.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Texans offense and running back Devon Achane making their way back out. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. Now a fake on the jet sweep and on play action. Here's Herbert. From the 31, here's a 2nd and 9.
Out of bounds at the 31-yard line. 1 yard gain.
Herbert.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
And complete to Smith-Njigba. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And the Texans.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 42-yard line.
Now it's Herbert. Coleman has it here right side. And in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Coleman. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds back near their own 20. The visitors' offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. They'll start on the ground with Genty. Room here to run. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 43 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Chargers, first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
We'll find Genty out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
At the 45-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Austin. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
A gain of 6. And the Chargers first down. It's a gain of 6. First down, Chargers.
Now a handoff to Genty. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Sherwood on the tackle.
Jamie and Sherwood there to make the stop.
Second and 10.
Here's second and 10.
7-yard line.
Looking to throw is Williams. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
That's another Chargers first down. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Looking to throw. Williams. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10.
A run. It's Genty. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. Williams. Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
At the 5-yard line.
To the air, Williams. Toward the pylon, caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. From the 2 now, second and goal.
At the 2-yard line.
They'll try to punch it in with Genty. And he fights his way in for a Charger touchdown. Ashton Genty hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Aubrey now for the point after. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Houston set to take over. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Herbert now. Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1.
Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. It's a gain of 9.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Ochan. Time not on their side. They've got 1 timeout. The 2-minute warning to work with as well. But they need points. 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Smith and Jigba with the grab. And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Texans
now Herbert. That's taken in by Watson. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Here's 1st and 10.
13 yards on the play. That's
Herbert.
Texans first down.
Complete once again to Watson. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Out of bounds at the 24-yard line. A 7-yard pickup.
Herbert to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Incomplete.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
3 yards to go.
Herbert going to throw. And now another one thrown incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Here we go. This is 4th down. Throwing, Herbert. That is caught. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Here we go. 1st and goal.
And the Texans first down. 1st down and goal to go.
Herbert. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
Texans 31.
So with just over a minute to play, this becomes a make-or-break onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, It was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the